The anniversary of Lima is in 1 week, so I want to show you this great book which I got courtesy of Fundación Banco Continental last year. Look at Me, Lima is the revealing title of this reportage by the photographer Morgana Vargas Llosa, the photojournalist Jaime Travezán, and the art director and graphic designer David Tortora. Published by Planeta Perú 10 years ago in 2014, this is a luxury edition, as you can see. And the authors attempt, and I think they've managed to, show the many faces of this great metropolis, this city which inspires but is always at risk of collapse. This capital of Peru, loved and hated, full of problems and opportunities, just like our country itself. Who are the Limeños? How do we live? Where do we come from? Because our city welcomes everything and everyone from every province and faraway countries. Out of the 50 districts in Lima and Callao, the authors have portrayed 29. There are many topics here, such as foreigners and their descendants who come from such countries like Cuba. I had forgotten the history of Cuban immigrants in Peru in the 1980s, I think. Let me see. Here, yes, Cuban immigrants in the district of El Salvador, yes, followed by a Jewish family in the district of San Isidro, yeah. Japanese descendants, specifically from Okinawa in Pueblo Libre. Also, Palestinians in San Borja, Indians in the city center. So you can see, the many origins. There is even a couple descendants of Chinese and Japanese people. Here, they are married and they have a restaurant in Miraflores. There are also descendants of Italians in the port of Callao. But there are so many immigrants, not only from other countries, but from everywhere in Peru. Like the first photo I showed you, this traditional singer, probably from Ancash, who lives in San Juan del Urigancho, the most populated district in Peru. Yeah, not only individuals migrate, sometimes different members, in this case of a town called Paucará in Huancavelica, in the southern Andes. They live in Atevitarte nowadays. Here you can see an ice cream seller from Huánuco in the district of San Bartolo. Yes. There is a surf coach and his mother from Pimentel in the north of Peru. They are in Miraflores. A Cusco lady in Villa María del Triunfo. These families of the Shipibo ethnic group from Ucayali in Rímac, so near the city center. Or maybe a couple, both coming from Ayacucho, yeah, in the district of San Luis. There are various characters and situations so frequent and typical in Lima. For example, the pollada is a kind of party where chicken dishes are sold so as to collect money for a specific purpose. This is in the district of Surquillo, a traditional district in Lima, or some other places like Lurigancho in the east. You can see clothing makers. Yeah. The sense of community, the sense of family is also expressed here. A primary school teacher in El Salvador. Yeah. So beautiful pictures you can see. Here you can see a very, very traditional family who accompany the procession of the Lord of Miracles in the city center. You can also see a fashion designer, her family and her workers in San Isidro. Yeah. And what about the district where I work? Let me see. Santa Anita. wholesale sellers in the market of Santa Anita, and how not to end this presentation with a bus driver in Ventanilla, Callao. There are some articles, two to be exact, one of them by Juan Manuel Castro Prieto, who states that these images express the splendor of the multicultural richness of Peru, and I couldn't agree more. Also, here at the end of the book, let me see, Verónica Ramírez Muro highlights the main aim of this book, which was to depict the cultural diversity of Lima, and it has definitely been achieved in the city of every blood, in the city of all, as they have named their articles respectively. I remember that back in 2007, a friend at San Marcos University told me that when he had time, he used to take any bus which would take him to different places in Lima, just for the sake of seeing the many and contrasting faces of this city. Perhaps it is not so easy to do, but in this book we can tour this city, which sometimes, due to our work, we don't notice fully. These are the people who work, who create jobs, who do their best, who help their families, and thus contribute to the development of Lima. Bye bye.